Okay, so for the screencast for chemical reactions, objective number 5, we're going to do things a little different. You're going to go through this one, which is just going to be a really short kind of overview of the notes. And then you are going to go through another video that's actually a YouTube video that explains all 5 types really well. So your notes are actually going to come from that. So instead of writing down the notes from the PowerPoint necessarily, I want you to write down the notes from the second video. So we're just going to classify the different types of chemical reactions. There's 5 different types that you're going to go through. This is the basic outline for them. You don't have to write anything down here because the PowerPoint or the next presentation is going to take you through all of this. But this will be what we put on our foldable in class. So this is the instructions for creating the foldable, which we will do in class. So you're going to go through what a synthesis reaction is, which you don't need to write any of this stuff down. But the main thing I wanted to point out to you is that within your PowerPoint, after each reaction, there is a page where I have you predict the products. I am giving you the reactants, and I'm wanting you to tell me what forms if it's a synthesis reaction. This is really what we're going to do in objective number 6. But I want to challenge you and see if you guys can do this now. Using the charges that you know and using your periodic table, see if you can put these together. So these 4 for a synthesis reaction. And then there's a page on decomp, a little bit of notes, but you're going to get those in the next video. And the same thing with single replacement reactions. There's a different type of single replacement reactions, and we will talk about both types in class. So there's a little bit of notes on the single replacement. Here's some practice on single replacement, and I want to, again, challenge you and see if you can do these. This is really what objective number 6 is doing, but I want to see if you can actually do these. This one does point out with the single replacement reactions that the metal or the nonmetal has to be higher on the reactivity series. You can Google a reactivity series. I'm going to give you one in class, but you can Google it and just get the table that shows you the reactivity of metals. Basically, it has to be stronger. So like sodium would have to be stronger than hydrogen in order to replace it. And if it can't replace it, then you just write no reaction. And then again, for double displacement reactions, there is a page where there are some practice problems. And I again challenge you to see if you can do this. Don't do these until after you have done the second video, though, that explains how to go through and analyze each of the different chemical reactions, as well as combustion reactions. So there's a little bit on combustion, and you can go through and review this. That would be perfectly fine to go through and review this. In class, we're going to do a classifying equations activity. There's some lab activities that we're going to do. We're going to do some reaction identification homework. There's a quiz we're going to do in class. There's a big lab we're going to do with all reaction types. So we're going to spend the next couple of days talking about these before we move on to actually objective number 6, completing them. So the summary for objective number 5 is going to be template number 2. But again, don't do this until after you have finished the second video, which takes you through all of these notes and the different types of chemical reactions.